at home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm done with yesterday. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up, climbing and climbing. I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm
PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Virtus.Pro's turn to ban. PSG.LGD's turn to ban.
It is lower bracket finals time. VP versus PSG.LGD. Game 1 draft is live. I'm here with Effie. I'm here with T-Gov. We got Virtus.Pro on the dire side after they selected as a priority pick, second pick in the draft. After that, it was PSG.LGD that preferred to be on the Radiant side. Nothing too out of the ordinary, right? I believe everything so far normal. We do have Virtus.Pro. I'm sorry, T.
No.
Banning the cow.
This is fine. Honestly, I think for this series to be at the highest level, I think PSG need to maybe shift away from that Spirit Breaker, maybe just for game 1, if VP obviously banning out, just because I think VP's playstyle, it is about kind of fortifying the area. We are yet to see them play with that aggressive pace, and it's been like they've had the smallest hero pool, they pick defensive heroes, and then they try and outplay you. So I feel like PSG, they're going to look into that, and maybe we see like they're picking IO, split push King with the anti-mage, for example. But
yeah, and it's interesting to see how teams have shifted away from prioritizing the Pango ban on File 8 and just banning out other heroes, because we kind of saw it yesterday where it just got counterpicked by something like a Bloodseeker and they didn't really care so much anymore, right? So teams have decided to just pick something that's more new to them, or ban something that's more new to them.
And this is interesting from PSG, of course. They first picked the IO because clearly they enjoyed that certain playstyle they're able to bring with it, be it the IO Slark, be it the IO Anti-Mage. But it does offer up this Winter Wyvern as an instant response. I believe every time they picked IO, Winter Wyvern was already banned, or the other team couldn't really pick Wyvern because they'd already went down a certain route. So it will be interesting to see how PSG plays into the traditional counter.
And in typical LGD fashion, when they start refining or working on a certain hero in the draft, they don't stop. They don't say, let's do something else. They're committed to making this IO their new thing, and they don't really care at what point in the tournament they're in. But I do like the Selena pick just because we saw when Spirit played it how effective it still can be as a core, and it just offers so much flexibility in that regard, whereas some teams were only playing her as support. Now she's more of a threat.
Yeah, and also this is a nice way to respond to an IO, because now this is PSG's only moment in the draft where they get to respond to seeing heroes. The next 2 phases will be them blind picking and then VP answering one hero at the end of second phase, one hero at the end of the third phase. So normally you want to pick a carry hero or core, but when you have this Lina going between 4 and mid, the hard counter of a Wyvern, it doesn't always feel that great instantly looking at carry, and then instead they opt for the Night Stalker.
Maybe they watched a little bit of Tundra yesterday and they thought we could also flex this to position 5, because Y has a history of watching an unusual 5 and just playing it the next game without practicing it, and he did that with RNG's 5 Void. He might do that with the Tundra 5 Night Stalker. We'll see.
They did play this Night Stalker once before, and it was against a very big game, one of the biggest games in tournament so far, because we got to see a professional team steal Arcos strategy. That was when Liquid played Pudge Sniper. PSG then whipped out the old Night Stalker.
And the Night Stalker was for Ame, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about it in the lens of 5. Yes, this can be played on a lot of different roles. Most likely a Faith Beyond hero, but I wouldn't be surprised if I said, nope, this is my Night Stalker. So one thing I'm concerned about is that if they do choose to make this Lina a core Lina, she is traditionally a very strong laner and lane dominator, and there is a bit of a natural disadvantage for PSG when it comes to the mid lane, because Zhao 8, who's currently standing in for nothing to say, is an offlaner and gets a little bit dominated by the laners like GPK.
I would like to see the Lina core though, because as soon as you pick this Night Stalker, giving too much of a game for him, but all he needs to do is get that quick BKB. You jump, like, either of these supports will die instantly. So Lina in the mid lane, it's just, bots, BKB, AC. If Night Stalker runs in, like, the best thing to do against Night Stalker is hold your ground, have one stun, one slow, and then just right click him down, fight him down. Yep.
I agree. I think this backline is too susceptible to a Night Stalker, especially if it is played as a...
How come there's 4 bans on PSG.LGD and only 2 on VP? Did they just not ban it? Oh, what?
Have they missed a ban?
Did they miss a ban?
No, it's a bug. Okay, I can inform you, VP has banned Bane and Gyrocopter.
Thank you.
No worries.
And Gyrocopter.
Here you go. There you go. Oh,
yeah, we switched it.
10 seconds remaining.
So when I see Bane, I think of BKB piercing disable, and I wonder what kind of hero they're setting up for here to prioritize that ban.
It's also really, like, we saw how good it was yesterday when, like, Bane IO is a traditional combo because Bane naturally runs in by himself. He can Nightmare one here, grip the other. It sets up and buys time for then the IO to relocate and bring all the numbers in.
That's a very good point.
Thank you.
But to elaborate on the Lina Night Stalker thing that we were talking about earlier before we got caught off guard by the bug, is that Night Stalker has such an easy backline to snipe here. Putting more farm priority on the Lina would make sense because she can fight him and kill him, but as a support she'll probably just feed, and that's really not what you want unless it is a 5 Night Stalker T. So they'll probably respond to this with the rest of LGD's picks.
And if it is a 5 Night Stalker, they can still go for the Luna if they want to fully go the Tundra route, and the IO Luna combo is still very strong as well.
Is this just a tight hunter? Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, yeah. Like right now, when you see the type of game VP's playing, again, they're not really building too much out of their comfort. And having that Tide, the counter aggression, we said about fortifying your position. There's Lina with a BKB AC Daedalus, there's Tide Hunter just with a Vlad, a 4-star, a 5 or something. You hold your ground, you're going to live life, you're going to enjoy. PSG is going to be difficult for them to really find that fight. And now with this indicator of Tide, they could look for more open style split pushing heroes.
Yeah.
Because the pure 5-on-5 right now, VP already is dominating because that is the weakness of a Night Stalker and an IO.
But now that we have seen the Tide Hunter, I would really like for it to be a core Lina.
I also want to see a Luna.
More than anything, right? Because when Tide presses Ravage, you want to do as much damage as you can in those 3 seconds, and there is no DPS output in the game like Lina's or Leshrack's at the moment when it comes from the mid lane.
Yeah, and this is why it's difficult, because if they go like Luna +1, okay, there's Sven, okay. And so like picking carry +1 here, it just gives VP that nice spot, and VP known for like the PLs, these illusion heroes, they have double cover themselves with both the Pangolier and a Sven. Pango, of course, going to be Zhao Weight's mid hero. And with the VP locking in the Tide, if they want to go for a Bloodseeker to counter him, for example, which we saw them dumpster the Pangolier in another series, it's now a carry Bloodseeker. So yeah, it's nice drafting from PSG, just covering each other and also removing certain carries from VP without having to ban them.
Yeah, so this Sven pick is very strong with IO. His farming speed is going to be insane and also can scale very well and fight very early with his BKB timing. The one concern is Wyvern can just press curse on him when he's BKB'd, which is traditionally something that this hero is picked for, right? You stop the annoying troll, you stop the annoying Sven. But I want to say that Warcry is actually very good versus Wyvern. So while both heroes have good spells against each other, they can both play against each other very well. So.
And then VP, right? They lock in this Medusa because they realize that PSG wants to play on their own side of the map early on. They have this insurance policy of defending with Tide and Wyvern. And Medusa naturally against Sven and these physical heroes. You pop that ultimate, you're going to stop that Rolling Thunder, you're going to stop Sven's initiation. And I think the key thing is both teams, it's who can get that farm online quicker to then cross the map and lock them down. Like Night Stalker needs like that early Echo Saber BKB Blink style of game. Remove Wyvern from the fight to be able to take the fight. Like if Wyvern's online, his curse value is insane. He'll one shot the IO with the Sven next to him, or he'll stop the Rolling Thunder. So yeah, VP very, very defensive with these heroes.
I wonder if this is just like a 3 Tide Hunter or a sneaking Tide.
No, knowing VP, it just feels like they're flexing Lina to the very end.
Tide?
You did, yeah.
My mind is full of Thunder. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Yeah, so it's DM playing the Tide. There we go. Yeah, they're looking for the mid or the 4 right now for VP on the ultimate last pick, where PSG needs to pick up their 5 position.
I blame the little scrolling text that said Tundra
Yes.
And my brain was like, is this a Tundra?
Production back at it again with the...
But okay, so something to comment on really quickly before we go into the last phase is that when you look at this Medusa and this Lina, with the like operating under the assumption that she is the mid hero, they have such strong backline range damage, and PSG.LGD actually have very good ways of getting on top of these heroes. They have Pango, who excels versus Medusa with his swashbuckles and his rolling thunder as a means to control her. They have Sven, who either builds a blink dagger, an Ags, or just relocates on top of somebody, and they have Night Stalker, who also just builds a blink dagger and goes in. So this backline of Virtus Pro does need to be secured by Tidehunter and maybe something else. I think we need to see a fifth durable hero.
Yeah, it's like right now, if they don't have Curse or Ravage up, that's where PSG will dominate and run through, unless Medusa has, 2-3 items, some Manta Butterfly, and Lina has, that BKB. So yeah, right now PSG, they really need to play around baiting out some of these key spells, utilizing that relocate to come back into the fight after maybe a buyback, and that'll be their game plan. But they have to pick up their... we spoke about maybe the Night Stalker being the 5, but of course with the IO, I feel like that's just not going to be that optimal, and they need a more aggressive 5. Is like Disruptor available? You can just play a higher pace game, bring him back into the fight, and just keep go. I
mean, Night Stalker does feel like an aggressive 5 to me when he's paired up with what we saw yesterday coming out of Thunder in the Batrider or the Razor.
Ooh, little Viper? Is that a 5 Viper maybe?
Could be a 5 Viper,
get out of the lane.
A 3 Viper we're about to see. And this is a nice last pick to go into, actually, because VP don't know where it's going.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we could break down every, variation of PSG's draft. That's going to get pretty boring. So right now, VP, they need to probably, I'd say, the 4 position. Right? Like, Lina mid, we covered it already.
Yeah, and I really like how they sequence their draft in a way where they can't get HUD by VP.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is really what you have to do when you get first pick in this patch. Because getting counterpicked 2 stages of the game is just way too strong.
I'm trying to think what the GPK hero is. It's like Viper's been taken away from him.
I still think it's Lina, but...
Yeah, no, so I meant Save, but yeah. Like, Save's hero pool, it doesn't, like, he's played 5 heroes this tournament. Wyvern's already picked.
Well, Lion is still in.
No, because they've got Batrider and Invoker on the side of PSG, so they do think it's support Lina.
No,
Lion. Yeah, they go cheaper for a Lion. Okay.
I'm surprised PSG had the read that it's support Lina, because the way we talked about it, she does need farm priority in order not to die.
But then they also pick a hero on VP that is also susceptible to the Night Stalker.
To the backline.
Exactly,
yes.
Yeah. So,
and that's the biggest concern. If PSG can get the jump on VP's heroes, they will die, right? They can just ignore the Tidehunter. But
they are trying out the 5 Night Stalker.
I knew they would.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it works out, because like we've seen it have success with a Luna. That is like any melee hero plus range core you can play, but having the melee 5 with, it would be a bit different.
Well, they can maybe lane it differently.
They will have to.
I think the idea of the 5 Night Stalker was not actually like the synergy of Luna, although it was nice. It was more so how it played with the mid laner, and that's why we saw Thunder excel. They paired it up with Batrider, they paired it up with Razor, and they just invaded the triangle more so than anything early on. So this Pango plus Night Stalker can do a lot of damage, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, the vision advantage that the hero brings is of course very good, and that's what they need, because VP, if they have the vision and Lion can initiate or Tide counterplays, Medusa's going to have a pretty fun time. So
yes, and also when you think about early triangle invasions, what heroes excel at defending their triangle? Winter Wyvern, Tidehunter.
VP's lineup.
Yeah. So it's going to be aggressive versus defensive here.
I like an aggressive game. We can make cases for both teams to have a good start to this best of 3, but who's going to take it in the end? We're going to find out together with Kat and Kyle.
Thank you very much. And the panel, I'm Kyle. Joined behind me, Cap. Very excited for this loser bracket final, Virtus Pro versus PSG.LGD. Cap, how you doing, sir?
Yes.
Prepare for battle.
Wanna play with fire?
Death from above.
Prepare for battle.
From above. Be the next guy.
Shout out to production, of course, putting my name first in the casting duo. And I would agree, yes, I think Tundra was expected to be good, but not just, 2-0ing VP in pretty dominant fashion good, as they'll of course await the winner here. But both these teams will be attending TI, probably the last time we're going to see them play. And VP, I think, maybe with a bit more to prove. You know, PSG.LGD, they're just kind of having fun. Zhao 8's playing Spearbreaker mid, like, whenever he can. So, definitely having fun when we see them on the webcams. But going off what the panel said, I agree. I kind of like Wisp as this... Have we seen them play Wisp, actually, this tournament yet, Cap? I don't think so. Yeah, he played yesterday, Cap. I was testing you. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The Night Stalker 5 is something that Fada pretty much innovated by himself, and it'll be interesting to see how, I believe it's actually the same support duo that VP used yesterday, the Lion and the Wyvern, and the Night Stalker of Fada was very instrumental in getting onto the backline, AoE silencing, and taking them down. So be curious to see if VP adjust or adapt.
First blood.
Flight begins.
First blood.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Start with dessert.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
No. Zero for you.
That's a sick decision to start with the tri-lane. And Viper, you can even see from Faith Beyond's items, starting with 3 mangoes, this is not the lane. Like, you expect to just spam Nether Toxin, shove, do this, you know, get the hard camp available. And instead, when you die, like, your whole hero is kind of predicated on applying pressure. You can't do that when you start from this far behind, and you can't do it into 3 heroes, certainly. You drop Nether Toxin, but the 2 supports run at you, shove you off the XP, and if you look, Medusa already level 3 with perfect wave control as well. Yeah, it was pretty silly. You just kept Nether Toxin level 1 for, you know, the entire game. You go 4-1-4 and it still clears stacks for you. Significantly nerfed. Yeah, it's very good for my old fingers. I was looking at some of the commentary about Zhao 8, who's obviously getting some love for his plays, and you know, I see a lot of parallels between myself and Zhao 8. You know, we don't do so well in the laning phase, but you know, if you can get us to 10 minutes, we start to utilize that experience. Maybe Zhao 8 a bit better than me, but remains
A leap in the dark. You only wear your wings when none can see them.
Yeah.
Money changes
Exactly.
hands.
Yeah, I love the build too. You know, no points gush, just got 2 points in the damage block by level 3. And yeah, it's a Wisp and a Sven, right? These heroes don't offer much threat to Tidehunter. If DM wants to pull creep waves, like, Wisp is just tickling him. So I think it's a really heads-up decision. Something, you know, it's surprising we haven't seen more tri-lanes, right? It's just like the scene as a whole decided to be honorable and just always 2 versus 2, even if it would be more advantageous to occasionally place both your supports in a safe lane.
Are you watching?
Dire are scanning.
A bit. It's also, you know, it's approaching like TI time, right? I feel like that's always the tournament where people will put a lot more thought. It's, I think, also a bit of why like Tundra has done so well this tournament, and I think why is he dead? Yes. But if you watch Tundra, like even in their, you know, pre-0 minute plays, like they're making moves for vision for First Bloods, and they're really game planning this, like even pre-laning stage part of the game, and I think it's a big part of why they just effectively come out of every lane with a lead.
Perhaps I underestimated you.
Hot enough for you?
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, they're feeling themselves, and this is like kind of the dream. You know, VP's lineup is something that you really can't fight into. It's PSG.LGD that we're supposed to be aggressive, right? They want to end this laning phase early, buy space for Ame, and then roam around the map with the Zhao Wei Pango. And right now, VP, you can't really fight into them once they get all of their ultimates up and running. And Medusa at some point just going to rotate jungle, take stacks, has a huge level advantage up top. They'll start smacking him, but unlikely to do too much damage.
Hells yes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and I think Nightstalker did die, so full XP going to the Viper
has been killed.
It's quite nice. Yeah, I didn't really see that one coming, gotta say. Just I don't know if if poor Nightfall did either, because you just don't expect that. It's like, okay, I guess I'll take that trade. But Ame, you know, it is Wisp Sven at the end of the day. This gives Sven the needed mobility and a little bit of a farming buffer, and theoretically you hit 6 on Wisp pretty quickly. He's approaching 5, so maybe 8-9 minutes into the game we'll see that first reload potential, and it's pretty formidable if like a Pango shows up and then the reload comes in.
Dire's structures are fortified.
You look ravaged.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Hard to say. I don't think you're on a clock necessarily. I think you just have to be sure you're taking fights with decent vision. You're gonna find, yeah, this is gonna be a kill.
You'll never find my horde.
Try a bit harder next time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Regeneration.
Yeah. But yeah, VP, their team fight's quite solid, and running into them is not something that's going to work out. It's going to be about vision control, specifically using the Nightstalker. Kevin did a really nice breakdown of how Tundra did it yesterday, and I think that's the man to watch. Yeah, you'll need the cover of darkness, but if you look at the VP lineup, the Tidehunter and the Medusa, they're going to have to act as buffers, and they want to absorb the damage as the PSG.LGD team fight begins. And if instead you're able to find a support, you know, yesterday VP was running, it was Wyvern, Omni, and Lion Omni, and they would end up just dying at the start of each fight. And that's what LGDs have to do.
Precious bounty.
Yep, just 9 minutes in. He's going to have a mech finished soon as well. That is a huge timing. still, I think, one of the... It's a very underutilized item nowadays, and obviously a hero like Wisp will almost always pick it up, but 275 health is significant, especially considering that there's really nothing that is going to reduce any sort of healing early on in the game. AA, of course, falling out of the meta as well.
Top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
I remember like the old days of Dota. You just saw mech rushes every game and go push.
Money to burn.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
My life ebbs.
Got you.
Yeah, VP,
Visibility.
without
Radiant's
supports
top tower
level
is under
6,
attack.
you don't really have the ability to get in here. And that's the kind of fight you kind of dream of. 3 heroes just chasing down your Tidehunter with Ravage available, but there's just no one who can respond. You would need GPK and probably both supports, but right now, VP, you're going to bleed a core here and there, but you're getting farm on your Dusa. GPK is scaling. He does have bots complete, now with an Invis Rune hunting bottom, but we'll just farm the wave instead.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
Whoa.
has fallen.
To the bottom I
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this Night Stalker 5 is some serious business. Like, he just solo killed the Wyvern. And I don't know of like any other hero. You can't fly away from him, the clear vision. It's just
Dire's
such an
bottom
insane
tower is
hero.
under attack.
Like, he's 1 in 4, but still feels incredibly solid. But darkness on cooldown.
Treasures.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Illusion.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Night. Silence. Winter's curse. Sleep and heal.
Killing spree.
Be my sense. Burn, baby, burn.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Not bad. I mean, they just stood
Radiant's
strong.
middle
A little
tower
early on
is
the
under
Deuce ulti,
attack.
but does force PSG.LGD away.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Still an even game. Ame, yeah, you checked it out. Most last hits at 12 minutes, but this is the downside of tri-laning safe lane, right? You secure your Deuces game. Faith Beyond took a lot of pressure, but, it meant that Jinq on the Wisp, he can go stack. Ame gets every CS, and probably one of, if not the best carry in Dota at the moment. So not surprising that he is setting records, even as, here we are on our final day. Went for the mask and yep, blink. Okay. I like this because now you've got the blink on Zhao 8 as well. You're going to have Night Stalker running forwards. Yep, there it is. Yep. Exactly. And this is kind of the dream, right? Your goal of VP's one big weakness is that if you can bypass the beef at the front of their draft and get onto the support duo and the Lina, like, they're going to get blown up. So It's going to be all about aggression, and look for DM to really be the key here. Him and Kingslayer need to have combo break potential utilizing their ultimates so that you can prevent Ame from just hopping on top of some support and two-shotting them with God Strength available.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah. There's nothing you can really do to control him on the side of VP. Sure, curse, but no, there's no real physical damage on PSG.LGD with the exception of the Sven. Oh, look at the nether toxins in time.
Around my neck.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, what?
Only over. All done.
What?
My pride. Just what I needed.
Was his stun on cooldown?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Huh, well, either way, that was a very odd move. And, this is the danger of the Tidehunter in this game, is that you're playing against one of the only heroes in Dota that has this break mechanic. So if you get stunned in Nether Toxin, you just die. And that's exactly what happens here. The Nether Toxin goes down, there's 0 procs, the Kraken Shell, and suddenly VP, yeah, they were ready for this, but you can't TP back in. But I want to see what happens here with GPK, because he had stun, and he just... Yeah. Well done by Ame, though, to avoid the curse, and then that blink through just secures his...
It's okay. I give them a head start.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. No, it's he has a lot of similarities with Zai, I feel, where they're often given like the short end of the stick, and they we used to call the off lane the accept that role at times, but never, to your point, like they don't lose focus, right? They get the most out of their game, and I think that's something you kind of have to learn through competitive experience, because you think about playing some typical matchmaking, you always feel like you have to like win the game for your team. It's a different kind of player who can accept like, look, I'm gonna have a bad game, but I'll try to make it the best that I can.
Double damage.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, they do have the Pango, so decent timing. And the Fey Grenade, arguably, I think, the best item for a Sven, especially one ahead of the game like this. It's not... The thing is, this is the one downside of the way neutral items are awarded. You can't really pick Core Earthshaker in the hopes that, you win the coin flip and get this item. Oh my God. Suns fans not even here yet. His influence. It's the Suns fan special. This is his favorite part of the game. And now I notice it. Every time that I see this item used, I think, oh, that's a special event. Good to see. He's just all about the pig pole. There is no explanation, Cap. This is a free Roche. They're not going to have the time, and Naha's somewhere very angry. Maybe they make it here, but the DD
has fallen to the Radiant.
Ensures they finish in time. How did he get up there? Do you have a Tumblr story?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A DIY force staff 7 minutes into the game. Talk about...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Zhao's just in. Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tide.
My poison claims its victims.
Not ravaged.
No. Yeah. I was about to say the same. Like, this just feels bad. Oh, hang on, GPK. No god strength, so just a little poke. But yeah, I don't actually know what DM's supposed to do. Like, he just dies there. Like, Faith Beyond leisurely arrives like 10 seconds after Zhao 8 starts fighting him. You just can't do anything. You can't. Good TP. Oh, the reload.
Invisibility.
Hell's gates
Going wide.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this Night Stalker, just so much impact. Like, yeah, uses darkness. Maybe it'll be slightly squandered, but look at the vision control. A huge ward deep in the dire side of the map, and now he'll likely look to place one more. Nope, just TPs away.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, don't want to fight during daytime. Dusa theoretically does beat Sven. It's much easier to kite him as the game progresses. The Scotty certainly assists, but Ame right now has that item edge, 2.5k net worth, but more importantly, his squad just has more ability to jump. And end of the day, Nightfall, you can't go toe-to-toe with the Sven, and I'm concerned right now for the VP peel potential, because this Wyvern, he's in fear for his life, like all game. He's going to be ran at by the Night Stalker, by Zhao 8 on the Pangolier, and if they can take him out first, PSG.LGD
Radiant's
just
bottom
kill
tower
everybody.
is under attack.
You need the combo break from VP. These long fights, get a Stone Gaze off.
Dire are scanning.
Is a snake.
Yeah. Hey, VP, they're going to have to acquire some jump of their own. But it is difficult because, again, the Night Stalker factor, the Wisp, you're always going to have this vision advantage on PSG.LGD. It's just going to be harder for VP to find the right fights and initiate properly. Hold the bash.
Class of intel on you.
Where did you come from?
Oh.
I'm grateful to
In cold, there is comfort.
Yeah. This is the key hero, and you've just like Pangolier ultimate only really counterable by this one spell in this game from VP, and the benefit of Ame being nearby means it just turns into a kill on the mid instead of a kill on your own offlaner. That's why he receives the tip. Maybe a bit of a miscue. Ame could have waited a little bit longer.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
and don't believe it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And it's relatively even. I mean, it is an even game. And the butterfly timing for Nightfall is going to be huge. You don't really want to buy MKB on Sven. Wanted to say, I haven't seen too many Svens go for the double initiating tools, you know, both the Silver Edge to go with the Blink Dagger. So his damage output, you know, going Satanic next, there's no Daedalus. So it's not the raw right-click damage, which I somewhat expected. I think it was it Skeeter? It might have actually been Ame going the Bloodthorn, which I think is the ideal item on a Sven against Dusa, because you remove the butterfly as this huge threat. I guess just he could solo kill the Tide now, right? And follow Y, perhaps get an opening on a support too. It is a good tool, because if you have the vision advantage, being able to blink in out of invis is guaranteed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Let the sharks triple kill. That's how it's done.
That was incredible. Like, exactly
Dire's
what they
middle
wanted.
tower is
Sven
under
jumps
attack.
immediately for the Dusa.
Dire's
Meanwhile, the
structures
rest
are
of the squad ensures Wyvern unable to... Like, that's perfect initiation from PSG.LGD. All set up in a way that ward that Y placed like 5 minutes ago, still on the high ground, just enough time to ensure they got that great jump. And if you're playing with both darkness and a deep ward, there's just no way VP... Like, how can you prepare for this? You had no idea what was coming until they were already on top of you. That's a Rex.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Benighted.
Better to burn out.
I'm shocked he went for the Silver Edge build himself.
Fear quiets magic.
They're afraid. Oh my, they're so
Dire's
afraid.
top tower is under attack.
My flight ends.
I hardly had to unhinge my door.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and it's something to watch. Like if you're an aspiring
Dire's
Dota pro,
top
like this is
tower has
beautiful
fallen.
to see. You're losing a hero. If you can't help him or save him, do your job and acquire map control, right? As Faith Beyond's dying, PSG.LGD are pushing 3 lanes. And think about what that's now done to VP. You had this window where, you know, this Viper's dead, but they're all in base. They're actually just all back in their base, and it just feels bad because PSG.LGD, even though they're not really looking for a team fight, they still have all this map control. The Dire top jungle was just cleared. Left for you. Ooh. Yeah, this is the dream. They want this DD. They have a great ward as well. Like, you won't get better vision than this at nighttime.
Where before me?
The DD to boot. They really want to fight, but PSG.LGD, they just disappear. Go back to the area of the map you're sure that you have control over. Roshan up as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not think it was possible.
Balancing the scales. Mine.
Yeah, great job. It's all about the vision, Cap. Like that fight, that's PSG.LGD running into a high ground ward already placed by VP. They drop the sentry, they snipe the Sven, and they force defensive abilities. Ame is the sole real source of damage for his team. So if you apply so much pressure early on, the Stone Gaze, like the threat of the Ravage, like, yeah, like, why is supposed to be doing this? He did his job. He found the Wyvern, but there's no damage. That comes out late. So the Ravage is now perfectly timed, and all of a sudden, you're just in trouble. And it all comes down to vision, controlling the high ground. Really nice by VP, but Ame also probably didn't need to do that, a little too aggressive, but that is, you know, pushing your limits, right? That's what you gotta do as a carry. And just one final point, the Medusa has the Elven Tunic in addition to the Butterfly, so 46% evasion right now, and there's no MKB on Sven. There's no source of accuracy, no Bloodthorn, so if they try to go for Dusa like they did in that fight, the ancient camp way before, I don't know if that works anymore. Sven misses half his hits.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah. And the evasion is huge. Like, yeah, there's a Rax. Yeah, PSG.LGD still have a slight gold lead, but this is anybody's game. You could even argue VP slightly favored here, like 60-40, because Dusa at a point is just still in spitting distance net worth wise. Oh, what a curse.
Benighted. Wicked sick.
What a punk.
Cold winds keeping.
Oh!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Huge 5-on-3, no Ravage, which you don't necessarily need it. There's no God Strength anymore.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Hey, he's just running for creep waves. Ame, like, the build, he's very durable. You saw him tanking almost every ability from the side of VP, but there just wasn't enough damage.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
That's exact.
Dire are scanning.
Yep. And you can see, it's all the Wyvern though, right? Because the goal was to kill DM right off the bat, but there's a cold embrace, and suddenly you got to be cautious. Again, a sick curse onto the Pango near his Sven during ultimate. So GPK just finished, like Zhao 8 has 0 impact in that team fight. Later on you kill Ame. Oh, the Invis.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
The Satanic.
An old worm keeps her promise to return. The snake strikes back.
Are you watching?
Yeah, of course. Meanwhile, Wise just chasing away the supports all by himself. This is 100% dead Medusa. Might take a while. What? What? Oh my god. How many hits was that though with no bash? Let's roll the dice right there. Oh man, that fight should be so much worse for VP, but they made some pretty critical mistakes, to be honest. And yeah, I guess they swashbuckled overlap. So how many hits with no bash? 1, 2, 3. That's a good point, yeah. 4 attacks, let's say half landed, and he just missed the roll. Anyway, GPK, he just stands in melee range, right? If he doesn't let Ame get off those satanic attacks, he's not going to heal and likely to find that kill. And save, when he went for that secondary initiation, he hexed the Sven instead of saving any disable for the relocate. So Shinkyu with a really nice play to ensure his carry survives. But just a little uncharacteristic from VP. They give Ame a bit of a gift. A slight lead now still for PSG.LGD. 1 Rax. There's the Bloodthorn we were waiting for. What item did he replace? Sanjin Yasha, I think? No, he never had that. Echo Saber. Yeah. But it's now where we see a bit of a shift, right? Because it was just unkillable because of all the evasion stacking, whereas now Ame has that answer.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I think you can, just because Tango and Sven are both on top. You know, the disarm proc that renders Medusa somewhat useless. Well, completely useless. Oh, hang on.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Fall into the fire. Quiet's magic.
I sleep with the fishes.
Night comes for you.
Yeah. That was really nice BKB discipline there from Ame, because if he gets cursed while his BKB is running, that is very bad for PSG.LGD, because now they know, look, we can just kite a bit. That Stone Gaze usage is suddenly a very good thing, because you'll trade that for the Sven BKB. You'll still have Ravage, you still have follow-up initiation from your Lion and your Lina, but if he holds it and then looks to go onto the Tidehunter as he did, you put DM in a position where all he can do is run away. And again, VP, they lose a bit, but not too much, but it's certainly getting scary for them because of this late game vision advantage that you get with your Night Stalker, now with the gem as well. It really starts with vision, and if you look around the map right now, there's 0 wards placed from VP, so it's continuing to control the map, continuing to try and get. Okay, you're just kidding. What you want to do is get a DD to spawn top, and then you run in as 5.
You eyes, Tim. That was not.
Monster kill! Cast upon the tide.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That is okay. Well, wow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That just happened.
Dire's middle tower has PSG.LGD.
It took them like the decision, right? Dota, yeah, it's a game of strategy and preparation, but it's also just about these split-second decisions. And you could see the team of PSG.LGD, they recognize DD spawned, takes them 3 seconds, they smoke, they get the DD, 2 seconds later they've initiated and he dies to the Bloodthorn proc damage. That's the equal.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, now I'll find you in my dreams. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone,
I don't know. We hope that they have something to say about that. Otherwise, this semi or low bracket finals will be fairly uninteresting. I would like to see a back and forth game 2 here, and I think we might just get that here, T.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I believe you were lacking information. PSG chose second pick. We didn't even check.
Yeah, we didn't check.
So, don't worry, I got it. PSG chose second pick, of course, and then VP chose Radiant.
Okay, so normal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you like writing the notes, so I thought I'd just tell you.
What a thoughtful young lad.
We got the IO ban. We got the Night Stalker ban. Meaning in the pool is Clinks. In the pool is the Spear Breaker. And I think the Clinks are so scary because it's not just Zawe that plays it. Ami plays it too. Why wouldn't... There it is. I mean, this. I feel like we could just pack it up. Go grand finals.
No. Go on, Effie, that was a big... We have seen this before.
Okay, so I don't want to sound like a broken record, but Clinks does insane amounts of damage all throughout the game with his new Barrage ability, which scales with his physical damage for everyone at home who still has not read the patch notes. But in order to get the best use out of this ability, what does he need?
He needs a little bit of lockdown,
He needs lockdown, and who else to provide it for him than Shaker? We've seen this combination a couple of times throughout the tournament, but it is quite effective, actually.
Yeah. And then, VP, their response to it is the idea of getting on top, right? Like, the reason Clinks is strong if you A, cannot go on top of him, B, cannot shut down his farm. So right now, Batrider is the type of hero that does both, right? He can invade these early stacks. We saw, I believe, with like Beast Coast when Chris Luck was playing it, actively trying to take away the Ancients. Same thing. But you play out your mid lane, you take the Ancients, you get the BKB, you always get on top of the Clinks, you don't allow him to get that clean barrage off and play around that Shaker as effectively as you'd like.
10 seconds remaining.
So in order to activate this Batrider, I would like to see an aggressive style support, maybe an assassin, maybe, well, we've seen it with Night Stalker a lot, T, but he's just not in here anymore. He's the new meta. But yeah, something like a Nyx or an Earth Spirit, anything like that would be really nice.
And again, sounds great, but if you see the heroes that VP's been playing in the support game so far, right, in this tournament, Lion, SD, Wyvern, Shaman, Lina, that's their 4 position. 5 position, Phoenix, Wyvern, Omni, Venge. Like, there isn't really that kind of big depth of initiating style 4 positions that maybe you'd like to see paired with a Batrider.
And on a side note, based on what you just said, isn't it cool to see how VP has actually changed their style over time from more of the aggressors to those who defend? They just draft defensive heroes heroes pick defensive supports and just go for that all-in aggression on the mid lane.
Isn't that a bad thing, though? Because don't we want to see them be aggressive anymore? Or is this something we're happy with?
I don't mind it just because they started this philosophy during DPC, so it gave them their first place within the region, and they just failed to have that performance on LAN and maybe in the high pressure situations. The theory does work. It's just being able to understand that and pivot slightly away. And maybe this is the point where they want to pivot, because when you see heroes like Clinkz, like Shaker, you do need to look across that river, stop Shaker from farming that free lane, stop Clinkz from farming those ancients, because that 15-20 minute timing that these heroes present, it is devastating if you don't shut it down. It's way more effective than a Medusa farming for 20, or a Sven, or a Luna.
And I think as Dota's evolved over time, the players just got better, and being all-in aggressive is a bit too easy to read, right? So being defensive, being the ones who control your areas and making sure the enemies are punished is a very solid approach to Dota.
100%. PSG, they make sure I think Void and Monkey King, they kind of lead into the idea of jumping on top of the Clinkz, have that lockdown. Luckily, Spectre's not really into meta in these heroes, because again, they would be great. A Spectre in this game is a filthy pick if VP are able to play it, but of course, they have to pick 2 cores here. Maybe they can't slot it in. Yeah, it's looking
Before
good.
we talk about this Oracle, who is kind of a new hero for PSG at the moment, let's cover the bans really quickly. Slark, for obvious reasons, is a good hero to dispel stacks and can dispel anything, really. Omni-Knight, Heavenly Grace, don't want to play against it. And Tidehunter is a very popular hero, especially with the Ravage and defensive playstyle. And then the Void and Monkey King, we covered why. Just fast, jump in type heroes that Clinkz doesn't want to play against. And also Lycan. Lycan runs into Clinkz and traditionally has been a counter. So that's why all of those are out of the way.
And also Slark, Omni, and Tide, they all have innate ways to get rid of or move around a stun. You have Kraken, you have Dark Pack, you have Heavenly Grace. So the idea that we mentioned, Clinkz needs that hero to be locked in, and that's why these 3 heroes also excel there. VP, they pick up that Beastmaster because, of course, they need to invade and at least take some movements on the map.
But hang on, so PSG picked their first Oracle tournament, I believe.
And I think the first Oracle of the entire tournament in general as well.
Yeah, so Oracle is a hero who is very defensive, isn't particularly paired well with Shaker in the support synergy, but he is nice to have. But the main reason that they pick him is he's a great dispel versus Lasso, so you really, under no circumstances, want this Batrider to go on the Clinkz and take him back to the enemies, right? So you cover that with Oracle because Clinkz is a win condition so far in this draft.
There was actually one Oracle, and it was PSG.LGD. They played against SG during group stages a while ago.
Right, so surprisingly, even though the Oracle shows, they picked Beastmaster anyway.
Yeah, well, the idea of Beastmaster, it fares pretty well, though, still against Oracle. Just
10 seconds
you don't really care about Oracle in laning phase. You take the early map control. Sure, your Roar isn't great, but you're still able to just punch your hole into that early game. PSG, they're kind of emulating that same style where they're going to give up a little bit of the map with this PL type hero, but PL is the hero that destroys this game. He doesn't really care about any of this. They're not reliable lockdown.
Yes, and Shaker and Oracle are typically more defensive supports until Shaker gets his Blink Dagger and tries to set up for fights or counter initiations. He basically, all he can do is TP and Fisher Reactor, try to get farm of his own. So it makes sense that they're gearing towards this more backline kind of playstyle for now. And PL comes out again. Every PL we have seen this tournament has been 8th pick. He's really just a gotcha kind of hero.
Yeah, it's the perfect hero. When you see 4 heroes and you pick up this PL, it forces that final pick for your enemy to be, okay, we need to deal with the early game, maybe take some towers, don't allow him to farm, but then we need to also clear illusions. That's why you see PSG banning Sven, because VP, they need that carry that can, 1-for-1 carry into the PL.
Yes, so on another side note, Beastmaster is a vision hero. We just saw how much vision matters in the last game with the 5 Night Stalker. And I feel like this is a slightly different take to what VP lost to yesterday in Fada's Night Stalker and Nine's Batrider. They're doing a similar thing, but instead of having an NS, they just have Hawk Vision. But this Hawk Vision is going to be so valuable because you need to find the Oracle to go on him in order to kill the Clinkz and the rest of PSG's squad. So it's really cool. They also have extra vision control in Wyvern, and it just seems like they're trying to play the game that they just lost to.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think I'd like to. I'm just trying to think what type of carry we want to see here. Like, we saw how Bloodseekers is pretty good against PL, but again, it's like the idea that it's good early on and then eventually become a creep. Instead, they go for the Medusa. Yeah, this is very much going to be take that first Aegis, get that one item advantage on the Medusa because all the other heroes will be fighting in front of you, and then just try and get yourself out the game. If it goes later than that, of course, the high ground advantage of sending these diffusal PLs at you with the Clinks barraging, it is going to be devastating, but VP, they're making sure that they have this early timing of take these towers, BKB on Batrider, Manta Butterfly on Medusa, get an Aegis, down one lane, hope to get the win.
Yep, that's the general game plan, whereas PSG's game plan is just get our PL very fed, get our timings on Shaker, and take the good fights. Don't here. Also, I want to comment on this Beastmaster Lina lane. This is a strong lane. I'm a bit concerned for this Oracle.
Wave clear on PSG either, right? Like, it's Clinks when he has Maelstrom +1, but Shaker, Oracle, PL, these aren't heroes that thrive the first 20 minutes of pushing out lanes, and that's why I think like their off lane pick needs to be that hero that moves from lane to lane, just pushing them out, just getting the lanes in a good spot so they don't lose all towers.
Oh, you mean something like a man on the horse that can do that really nicely?
Speaking of man on horse, where has he been?
I don't know. Where is he?
These teams just don't care about it.
I mean, it's surprising because he's been so dominant in a lot of the other series, and this is just they just don't care about him.
just hasn't played it at all, right? So if PSG doesn't want to play it, they're the one that chooses it.
Earth Spirit.
Hold your horses, everybody. I was not expecting...
Off lane Shaker then?
I was not...
Yeah, probably.
A curveball Earth Spirit coming in at the very end.
Okay, so wait, this off-lane Shaker makes so much more sense now. It's so much better because he needs the earlier Blink Dagger. He needs the farm priority. He needs to be strong and durable and tanky. And they picked a tanky support as well because look, they have a Clinks and an Oracle. They can't have anyone run in first, and the support Shaker, not good enough. I understand the reasoning behind it. They still have one problem, T, and it's the wave clear. It is atrocious.
Yeah, and also like we saw PSG run a Earthshaker Venge lane the other day, and that wasn't too hot. And Earthshaker Earth Spirit is kind of the same thing. It doesn't really pressure in the lane, it's playing items. So PSG, they have fully subscribed to most of their let me double check. Other than the Clinks lane, all their lanes are going to be a little bit underwhelming. They are going to be on the back foot, and it's how they choose to defend what towers, because this could be VP owning up to the point that PSG is ready, and then bam, a couple items they go.
But typically with Earth Spirit games, if you have a weak offlane, you stack it and you just go tri-lane on the safe lane, and having an Earth Spirit on this Beastmaster Lina lane is going to help enormously, because all of a sudden they go from being the ones who can get killed to the ones who can do the killing, right? So that's what I would like to see. Just sack Faith beyond this game and focus on winning the safe lane.
PSG's going to have to do a masterclass on maybe not winning the lanes, but still winning the game.
I mean, they've been doing that a lot of the times.
100%. It's the type of team to do it, because VP, they've ticked a lot of boxes right now. So yeah, it's how does PSG play this map?
VP has ease of execution, so...
Okay. Ease of execution means that we have a good shot at seeing a game 3 in the series. I know I'd like to see that. I know team would probably also like this. It's Cap and Kyle.
Thank you very much once again, Sheev, and the panel.
Like this. It's Cap and Kyle.
Thank you very much once again, Sheev, and the panel, as we get ready for game 2, Virtus Pro versus PSG.LGD. 1 game away from the grand finals, and it's Ame on PL. What do you think, Cap?
I'll be creeping while you are sleeping.
Yeah, sounds right. He's played a whole bunch.
"30 seconds to battle."
I mean, I guess they're also trying stuff out, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, I would say so. I think that the new patch just makes it so that there's a lot of openings for all roles. I'm still waiting for offlane Jakiro to make emergence. But I wanted to comment. There's, VP, I'm glad they banned the Night Stalker, but I'm shocked that they once again picked Medusa, considering yesterday PSG.LGD beat T1 twice in a row against the enemy Medusa. And they're just continuing to grab it. Oh, whoa, whoa.
First blood.
Whoa.
First blood. Perfect location.
Scribe say no more.
What in the blazes?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's necessary though. They're gonna harass DM. It's quite bad to give the the Beastmaster got first blood, and of all heroes, you want that HOD up, but more importantly, that Helm of Iron Will. Who cares if 2 supports hit you if you get all this bonus armor and HP? But there were metas past where tri-lane safe lanes were a thing, and these offlaners that could establish their own lane control, Enigma, Clockwork, Earthshaker, were what you needed to pick, because otherwise you were going to get absolutely nothing. So Faith Beyond will at least get experience, but top lane has to pay off for PSG.LGD.
Death comes, so birth may follow.
Ooh, thanks.
Yeah, it's the first blood certainly helping for the little bit of bonus XP, but it's really just PL, right? The laning phase, not the part of the game you excel at. You want to buy a lot more time, as Effie was saying. Mid lane also key here. You can look Zhao 8 already significantly behind, but this is a rough matchup. Bat versus Clinks is not something I want to be the Clinks in, and you're susceptible to getting ran at, right? You tank too much napalm, all of a sudden you're just dead under tower, so it's gonna have to be real cautious. Faith Beyond, bottom loss. Not enough.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah. I'm just looking, I mean, Bat Rider, if there were ever a game for bots BKB, TP into the HOD creep on DM, and with BKB active, you fear absolutely nothing on the side of PSG.LGD. So this dire lineup just needs time to come online. And again, as the panel was saying, just very limited wave clear. And that is a problem. When you think about how Earth Spirit and Clinks want to play, it's like, it's off map, right? They're always this threat. And you're really just reliant on your 1 and your 2 to do anything to these waves. Shaker doesn't want to show, neither do either support. So it's going to be troubling for PSG.LGD if they fall behind.
No!
Oh, we didn't Fairy Fire.
Hate that feeling.
Yeah. He high rolled the attack. That's what it was. Otherwise, there would have been a Fairy Fire. That's something. It's so weird that it's a thing, but the base attack isn't actually the attack damage, right? It's always a roll, and Shaker's is higher than most with 57 to 67. So. Yep, I love this. And this is traditionally how you used to deal with Shaker offlane. You give the carry an edge and then leave him alone. Earthshaker, Faith Beyond 10 and 2, but it's an Earthshaker. Like, how are you going to pressure? Well, this is how. Bring Jin-Q now down bottom and force a rotation if necessary, because otherwise a 3-on-3 top is going to be heavily favored to VP with their giant XP advantage.
My demon fire burns to gold. Burn out!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I love it, yeah. Buyback, gotta get the XP. It's spending gold to get more XP. It's actually quite expensive buyback. That was 330 gold. Ooh. What?
What rises must someday fall.
What? What's up with our observers, man? I was close, all right? It was 355, 330. It's cheaper now because he spent the buyback gold. It was close enough. You know, we rounded. We don't need this. We don't need this information. This is not helping. But I don't have any recollection.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The scales.
Denied.
Okay, look. As a player, you learn you need short memory. Okay, and I've kept that in my new career. You know, Dota's not a game of stats, Cap. It's a game of feeling. And Save is feeling himself down bottom with his invisor and looking to set up a gank.
Radiant are scanning.
This is gonna sting.
Very nice.
Yeah, so far so good for VP, but you know, this is also how that last game started off. You know, they've been very good at finding kills, but it's closing games they're struggling with at the moment. But God, this Bat Rider, Dota 2, ladies and gentlemen, just taking an ancient stack like you're a hard carry. And yeah, it takes a little more time, slightly nerfed, but I think it's well worth 20 to 25 seconds of standing still spamming napalm to farm, what is that, a quad stack? Yeah.
Earth's bounty.
You also, you get all the neutral items too. It's so sick. And now a Tumbler's Toy. That's, I think, the dream for a Bat Rider, right? You get the mana pool, but more importantly, you have a Force Staff. But he is going to have bots after he finishes off this stack. And then I imagine... I was looking at the stat. I'm sorry, Cap. I was wrong, so I'm not going to mention. It was about HOD. Hey. It's all good. I know the feeling. The HOD complete up top with boots to boot. This is looking pretty nice for VP. Like, it's a significantly larger lead in the context of the game. And there's the bots. There's the kill. And unfortunately, no buybacks. So he's dead for a full minute. That is rough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, Toronto Tokyo is an incredible mid player. He's going to TI, but GPK was like the darling of the entire Eastern European region. Everyone in the world wanted to play with this guy. And,
the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah, I was talking the other day about how there were, you know, only could be like 2 or 3 superstars at a time. Didn't think GPK was like quite there yet, young, whatever. And I got all these angry DMs like, who are you talking about? This is GPK. He's better than... I said I wasn't sure about that. but we'll have to see, right?
Invisibility.
We'll have to see. I think the entire lineup of VP is going to have something to prove this year, because it's one thing to win tournaments, to make grand finals consistently throughout the year, but the legends, the true superstars, when it comes TI time, you're playing for millions of dollars a game, they elevate, you know. Sumail, Thompson specifically come to mind. And not every incredible player is capable of that.
New treasures.
I think it'll depend. I'm really happy to see them with the coach. I think that was something that was missing for some time, because the big difference when you go on LAN is that you've got to play more volume of games. The meta changes a lot faster, and there's no series that's kind of like a write-off, you know? If you look at these DPC seasons, like, let's be real, you know, no region has 8 truly competitive teams, right? So you're always going to put more stock into, like, you know, what is Team Secret doing? What is PSG.LGD doing? Those are the teams you learn from. Whereas Majors, TI, all of the teams deserve to be there. All of the teams have their own unique flavors and ideas, so then they get stolen, and the next day it's changed the meta. And if you aren't able to adapt with that, and you still, you know, in the VP sense, keep this formulaic approach, you know, Lion Tide Hunter from January to June, it can get exposed. You won't have that same skill advantage that you leaned on when you were playing against teams only from your region, you know, perhaps outside of the top 15 in the world, whereas, you know, Majors TI, that is your top 18.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
I mean, to be fair, you know, he is like 10k MMR, so it's not just any stand-in. He's one of the most celebrated and storied players in the world, not just in China, but I don't even know. I mean, Ame helps. There's been a lot of conversation that this guy might just be like the best carry in the world, and he certainly pushes his limits.
Is under attack.
As you said, you know, what was it, 14 different heroes? I didn't really see a discernible difference in his skill on any one of them, so rather impressive. Especially
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Show you. Dominate. Own it. Now double kill.
Death from above!
This is looking very good for Virtus Pro. The big difference, of course, GPK able to play so much more active on a Bat Rider in comparison to that Lina. And you have a Beastmaster of DM. Like, I'm sure he's feeling more comfortable in this game in comparison to, you know, being sacrificed as a Tide Hunter. It feels like the Virtus Pro lineup's just naturally applying all this pressure, and it just makes the game easier for everybody to play. Mid tower gonna be their next look-see, and now an Arcane Rune on the bat. No lasso, of course, but maybe the Faith Beyond Blink can turn things around, but I just fear, you know, Zhao Wei, we're praising him, but Klink's mid is solid, but when you fall this far behind, it's just tough. Like, you die to everything right now.
Radiant are scanning.
Earth's bounty.
They need pickoffs, that's the problem. This could be it. No, it's not it. Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, and I am, you know, I do have love for Earth Spirit. Okay, well, what?
Burn, baby, burn.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, impressive, actually.
Dire's middle tower
What?
is under attack.
Ame. What? What? And like he just kind of walked. He's like the Laguna just didn't even phase him. Maybe did he like not notice? Was his camera somewhere else? And then Save ran out of vision.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Extinguished.
Do not stand against us.
Oof, okay. Trying to recover from what I've just witnessed, Cap. So Earth Spirit, I know it's Effie's favorite, but the one downside, I remember talking to my brother about this at length, is if you don't have lanes to kill, you don't do anything. And it's not Q's fault. He's 0-4-0, but where was he supposed to play? You know, he went bottom with the Shaker. Okay, well, VP respond with the hero. You try lane top, but because of all the gold advantage, there's a Beastmaster HOD. You're not ganking him. Batrider's ahead. You have a Clinks there. You're not going to make any moves. You don't farm creeps, right? You need to get kills, and you just can't do that yet. So you just sort of run in circles.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Fear your friends.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What a fisher.
Regeneration! I return to the soil.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Monster kill!
So it goes.
Material pain ends all. You are sleeping.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that's all save Dota. Well, what can you do? Huge
Dire's
damage, and
top tower
this is the
has
dream
fallen.
for 4 position, Lena. Like, you know, end of the day, you have a core's output of damage with this build. Like, sure, your auto attacks aren't as impressive as the mid players, but when you have this level advantage and this farm, you're gonna watch a stun. He's TPing in late. You know, this fight goes on for so long because there's just no damage on the side of PSG.LGD. They need Ame. They need long fights. And sure, you get DM. I mean, great positioning, great fisher for 5th round, but just not enough. And here comes Save. Kerplunk.
Sleep and heal.
Invisibility!
Don't mind.
Yeah, helmet. I mean, they also the Triceratops.
Roshan
Just, I
has
think,
fallen
the
to
best
the
creep. Yeah,
Dire's
like,
middle
maybe
tower
not
is
as
under attack.
easy to clear waves as with a dragon, but just a free 75 attack speed on 100% uptime that you give to your Dusa. Like, it's just unreal the amount of damage Nightfall's going to output.
Double damage!
Yeah, he's once a butterfly. Really value
Radiant's
against
bottom
PL.
tower is under
We saw in the previous game as well how good evasion was against these melee carries. And Jowie doing what he can to shove bottom. Trouble is, Klink's just not really as spooky when you're far behind.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Living on the edge.
Radiant
I don't know how I don't see many much mid clinks, I suppose, but the Gleipnir rush is, I believe, what he's done every single game. Just a bit awkward, I feel like, in this one. You're going to be playing into BKBs at a point. He's in trouble.
What a drag!
Didn't Manta.
No.
That's the second death from Ame that is just odd. I didn't even use Manta there. Oh, it's a Lotus Orb. I fear for the Earth Spirit, though, because you're going to need a BKB at some point in this game. But Lotus, quite nice. You could reverse the curse, the lasso, the roar. Oh.
Who put me out?
I've already won. So what's the easy way out?
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Here's the plan.
I'm surprised you lasted this long.
Holy shit. No.
I'll have the brisket. My horse will have your head.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They're just doing way
Dire's
too much
middle
damage.
tower is
And
under
this poor
attack.
Oracle, I don't actually know how you play Dota. You're dying to creeps. The right-click damage of this dude. Just look at this.
Dire's middle tower has
PL
fallen.
illusions are not really a threat when you're this far behind your enemy carry. That's one Rax.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I just think he feels like he doesn't have the damage for that just yet. And I don't know how frequently you're going to be making these plays on side lanes. It's really Ame who's the carry to watch, even though Jiawei does have the gold lead. But we'll see. Ame has the shard now, so should be a bit better defending high ground.
New treasures.
And it's similar in a way. Previous game, the Medusa eventually outpaces Sven, but not into DD Bloodthorn, I suppose. This game, Ame is in the favorable carry matchup, but he just needs so much more time. And the strength of Dusa, especially with the Beastmaster, is that you could just walk down lanes. Right? You have this huge net worth advantage, and it's effectively like an extra item and a half you're just handed by DM, thanks to his auras.
It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, coin.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh no. Yep, Scotty on the way. Like, this Deuce is just enormous.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's mine.
Set
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I return to ultimate.
Beauty fills your dying eyes.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Denied.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Set in stone.
Spain.
Sicko.
Why, oh why?
Too many irons in the fire.
No, they can't, because that'll be the play for VP, right? They're just going to walk right back to top and try that one more time. 2 racks down, only the one to go. But it's just, it's much easier said than done. It's a similar thing in regards to the vision control. You know, Beastmaster plus now these super creep waves just going to be shoving. So if you don't see any heroes on the side of VP, you know you got to be a bit conservative. And you just don't have tools. You're playing against birds, the Bat Rider. It's just a very difficult game for PSG.LGD. And certainly they can turn it around, but they need a gift. They need a huge dunk, some sort of catch on a hero isolated, the Burning Barrage on top.
Money to burn.
Yeah, Nightfall just pushed that lane like all by himself. They do manage to grab the outpost bottom, but yeah, PSG.LGD, just because of this pressure, find themselves forced once again to be 5 players in base.
Regeneration!
And if you blow too many big spells on him, you know, you could technically take him out. Xiaowei plus a full combo from Faith Beyond on the Shaker. But, you know, then VP just go push. And maybe your bad buys back. And you just say, oh, thanks for your cooldowns. We'll take megas. Yep. Yep, this is the right move. And now PSG.LGD, you know, Adusa Aegis, I don't really think you're going to defend that push. So forced in between a rock and a hard place. You probably have to contest here, but much easier said than done. Are there any key items that they've picked up recently? No, Ame, he's still 700 gold from the heart, unfortunately. No Daedalus yet on Xiaowei either. And those are really the items you would need here, but DM's traded in the Golem Creep for the Triceratops. A big upgrade. New shard. They give it to the Wyvern. Blitz considers this the best shard in Dota just because of the reduced cooldown. Well, we'll see. It's go time. They have Aegis. And good luck, PSG.LGD. They're going to need a miracle here.
Want my tail. perfect location. Holy shit.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Winter's curse.
Unstoppable. You can't keep me down.
Next time you want to feed my back.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Turns again.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire's top barracks has fallen. The Radiant now have mega creeps. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Denied.
The snake strikes back.
I'll see myself. A message from on high. You're dead.
Under dust.
Teach you to try Sparrow's kick.
Monster kill.
Virtus Pro victory.
Oh yeah, and credit to PSG.LGD, they don't ever say die. They're defending throne against Megas in a very lost game, but they hold on until there is legitimately no hope left. Strong statement from VP. I like that they started off the game strong, you know, making the play, getting the first blood, and thus taking this big laning phase advantage, and I think sticking to their strong suits, right? Yes, they still have this Dusa, but it feels like they're able to play much more high tempo, right? They could be the aggressors, unlike game one. Yeah, I would say so, yeah. I mean, just Shaker, you know, Jinkyu with nowhere to really rotate. Both your mid and your safe lane have rough starts and also no real playmaking potential. So it just kind of plays into VP's hands. And once the train started rolling, there was not much they could do about it. But that's enough from us. Cap, let's hear what our panel has to say.
We have to say so many things. There is so much to talk about for that game 2 of the series, and we're super happy to see it go to a game 3. Before all of that, though, we're going to take a quick break. See you soon.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. smoke. Breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one. Only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed. Life destroyed. Until I woke awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero? Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. I
Speaking of pressure, ooh, gotta juke the spear. He will.
It's fair to blame your parent.
That's the problem with Clock, is that you kind of have to run in, right? You got to be in melee range to be dealing damage, but as the salt starts to fade, or you just want to get out of there, you know, they turn around and hit you. They lean a stun you, and you're 2 armor when you're outside of tower range. It's just not ideal. As bottom lane, they keep pressuring you.
I am grateful.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh yeah. That just, you have lane shove, Avenge does not, and end of the day, you will not outlast it or out harass a Terrorblade with 10 base armor at 3.5 minutes into the game. Top lane, what?
No.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No.
This is not a fun lane to play for this PSG.LGD lineup. And VP definitely way more in their comfort zone. I feel like, end of the day, this team needs to be able to take the initiative. And the first game, it felt a lot harder for them to do that. DM playing a Tidehunter, it's one of his specialties, but I think against this team, they need something that can be more up-tempo, lower CD in terms of your initiation potential. They do finally land the kill on Y. Could not salve through that. And save on Lina. He plays this hero
Radiant's
pubs. Like, this is his hero that he spams, and he's certainly putting in work.
Warm your hands.
Okay.
I fall.
My thanks will come later.
It's certainly better than the previous game, though. And I think he is a lot more comfortable on Pango. I know he's won games on Clinks, but I think for his team, they space-making playmaker than on Clinks. Like, give Ame Clinks. I like this move. The body blocks?
No. Fortune, not that way.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yes! Back, dogs!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You're going to go back in on bot. Fitbion's in some trouble. I think that blast is going to miss.
Execution style!
Out of tolerance.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Snuffed out!
They had a really nice lane ward cap, and they saw that coming. And immediately, I love this TP from Night. GBK push tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And now with Death Pact.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, but this is just all good for VP. Yeah, the net worth isn't like a huge difference, but it's where it's located that's important. Terrorblade top, GPK just behind, and see if bots finished on the Viper. No, I take that back. He's rushing often on the mid Vipers anymore. Perhaps just for catching Clinks. It's nice against the Pango, and it's set up for your Lina and your Mars. That makes sense.
My wings are broken.
So cold.
You were not the object of my quest.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
I think it does. You know, they're going to look to be battling more often, probably take a more aggressive posturing in the PSG.LGD forest. And it just always spooks me a little bit because it doesn't really help the Viper farm, right? And the BOTs, you know, the one downside of the hero is you just feel so slow in what is now an incredibly fast-paced patch. So you have to be finding kills, and it's very easy to also out of position, trying to shove lanes and get caught lingering. The BOTs just make it a lot easier to stay on map at all times and not hurt your net worth acceleration. But we'll see. I mean, he looks to get involved, right? Just come right top. You've got no clinks in the area, but maybe you find a support.
Rock it on! My armor is my coffin.
Just remember, I didn't break your spine. Your own armor did that.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Winter's curse. Winter!
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. The only thing missing right now is that PSG.LGD, they only have that single ancient stack.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm stricken.
Radiant's bottom tower has
I love save on this Lina, man. This has been a really nice performance so far. Obviously, just kind of owned last game. Some big solo kills on Ame. Looks like Y is once again gonna go down. I mean, what can you do, right? You're a clockwork. You're level 4. That is your job.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I will say though, it is impressive to me. You know, Nightfall is 5-0, and Ame just 1-1. But he's kept up in net worth, even with a tower disadvantage. This new Clinks, man, I'm telling you, it's just kind of OP. I'm just gonna say it, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes on later in the game.
Do it with flair.
Call it I am war. I am without end. Later, when you least expect it.
It's a compound fracture, technically.
Well, there you go. Atos almost paying for itself. Bots be damned. Just act as this easy setup stun. A really nice combo too, of course, because the Viper poison attack, magic resistance so significantly. And then Lina pops over. Didn't even need the Laguna and still finds the kill.
Then what was I doing?
Extinguished.
Make them bleed!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cheer up. Even my lesser foes are remembered.
It was really nice. So that curse was sick in that they end up finishing that kill on the clock, but because he was there initially, it gives you the full duration on the curse. So Pangolier locked down for almost half of his ultimate. and then unable to find anything other than the Lina, they'll trade 1 for 1 at the end of that fight. We're going to see this one more time.
Radiant are scanning.
Yep. And you really don't have much left. Like, consider this is a mid Pangolier. I think a lot of the innovation that Tundra's demonstrated with placing it as Fadas here on the 5 is that you know, when you trade Curse for the mid Pango's ult, that feels worth, that's value. You know, you're winning this fight. When it's the 5 position, it's like just a mild distraction. You're fine if that's the choice of your enemies.
Denied.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fall upon your friend. Save and heal.
My
Dire's
favorite.
bottom tower is under attack.
That was not wise.
Yep, nice job. Nightfall's played a pretty solid game. You know, right place, right
Dire's
time.
bottom tower is under attack.
Conservative, no deaths yet. But it's wild. Ame still keeping pace. We'll see how this goes. Will he be rushing the Scotty? We'll see. Maelstrom into the Dragon Lance, thinking about his next item. Scotty not as effective in this game. Obviously, you're not going to be
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
or Terrorblade. At the same time, maybe you go for like MKB. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. GPK now going back for the bots. Okay, so minding his progression. Does make him a bit squishy, however, one of BKB for a while and is quite susceptible to any sort of hook in blast combo from PSG.LGD. Yep. And I like this. He's got the dig on. You don't see this as often on the support coddles.
Coming in.
Crush pride before you die.
Winter's curse.
You would hit it, old man.
Doesn't even describe it.
Shall we?
My soul's fall from my quest. He's stealing your eye. Yes, that's all.
So that is, and if I were to do a breakdown, that is save a buddy syndrome. The only cure for PSG.LGD would have been to walk away. You leave your clockwork. It's the 5 position. You've gotten the enemy carry. Walk away. This is perfect. Exactly what you wanted. You blow up the enemy carry, the dream, you get the arena, they can just walk away. Everybody's going to be just fine. No threats, no worries. And instead, Faith Beyond swaps himself into the arena, and now everybody is, you're thinking you can get a good fight off. Great ultimate from Kingslayer. If he doesn't ult there, he dies, and then suddenly Ame is in a great position. Instead, set up, Nether Toxin, here comes GPK, a nice stun save, finishes him off, and Jowett a little late with the Rolling Thunder, but end of the day, maybe just walk away there. That was really a 4 for 1 because Terrorblade doesn't count. He'd already been dead.
Oh!
I know. Huh? Oh yeah. Yep, agreed. And it's also because it's just such a huge difference, right? The stats aren't important. It's the fact that you get to respawn, your spells reset. and you're just another Venge. Like, it makes the hero. So definitely agree. And it's tough as well. You know, 4th place on his own team's net worth chart, but that's the product of
Radiant's top tower
having one of the world's
attack.
best coddles, taking all your farming his Dagon. It's funny because, you know, PSG.LGD, obviously, professionals, they've thought all this through, and it's excellent to watch them play. But oftentimes, you know, not going to call it the Spirit Breaker mid, but if you saw, like, some random do this, you would flame him.
Jackpot.
And that's like...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Dire
I can hear, like, the Venge offlane, I'm going to rush Aghanims, like, I'm buying Dagon on Coddle. This is just wild stuff from PSG.LGD.
What a bounty!
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh.
Not gonna happen.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Incoming!
Yeah. It's just such a good scepter, too, because you don't get anything from... So once Venge dies, you're not really that interested, and chances are you're still dealing with enemies still in the living world. But if he respawns, you come back to the illusion. That's the best part about the scepter. It's actually just so good. I want to play it. It's true. Yeah. It's perfect. It's like the perfect game, honestly. Dota's, I've tried other games. Nothing else really keeps your attention, right? But sometimes the death, like you tab out, maybe you go make a sandwich. It's rough. Venge, no such problem.
Cold comfort.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, well, with no meta, it's just not a fight you're going to be looking to take. So it's pretty cool how this game is broken down. You can even see it in the net worth distribution. It's Ame, the carry, and then you've got these 3 sort of semi-supports backing you up. It's like this 1-3-1 formation. Virtus Pro, you have 2 big cores.
Middle tower is under attack.
Primary initiator, and then 2 supports in the backline. So, of course, more of like a 2-1-2. It'll be interesting to see if any of the managers make an adjustment at halftime. But for now, if you're PSG.LGD, it's just protect Ame. Zhao Wei, now with the early Blink Dagger, you could see. If he's not Winner's Cursed, he's going to go right for the backline, find the Wyvern, find the Lina, and wreak some havoc.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And you notice this from Ame, not all players get this shard so early, but yeah, that over. I think that's worth it. You know, a guaranteed 1,000 health, 120 damage. Like, I think of the shard. Like, you don't have to worry about Death Pact, and it's just easier to play the game, I think, if you can save all that excess brain power from planning out, like, oh, which hard camp am I going to play around? Like, what's my timing going to be like? Plus, it's pretty close to the max you're going to get from any creep in the jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Row.
Radiant's bottom
pretty good.
tower has fallen.
I could see it.
Invisibility.
Yeah, but to be fair, that is like a 6,400 item that you're then just letting your Clinks eat. But I can see it. I could see it.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Okay.
under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, you like send a wolf creep to him, he farms with it, then he eats it, you grab another creep and run to fight. It could work. Yeah, you know you've got a crazy idea when JJ's confused. He's like, wait, who? Wait, oh, the coddle? I don't know about that one, Cap.
My body falls, but the might of Mars will prevail!
And he's going back for a late earn on Zhao now to go Vessel. I think just primarily to deal with the cold embrace from the Wyvern. Really cool. I feel like the second game, a bit of a stomp, but game 1 and game 3 have been masterclasses. Just so much fun to watch. It really feels like anybody's game. It's just going to come down to execution within. And Ame, dude, he is so far. I don't understand. He's huge. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
My just reward.
Yep. And typically you'd think TB would be ideal. Like that's a 2k gold advantage in terms of lane creeps farmed. But I think to your point, a lot of that is, when Skeleton walked, that's a hasted Clinks. Typically, he's seen as one of the faster farmers with even Sanjin Yasha. He's at 396, so a pretty significant advantage for Clinks just to move part of why the hero is just so strong. Yes. How balanced. Yeah. This is the danger of Clinks, right? He's cutting 2 ways. He's playing by himself and pressuring 2 lanes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
enemy
attack.
territory at that. And now he's hitting a tier 3 as the rest of his team postures around Roche.
Dire are scanning.
Coming in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Winds of winter, carry me home.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But
I did not think you would. Triple kill!
Yeah, wow, that was 3 buybacks. Oh my, I'm like, damn, that went a lot better for VP than I figured, but that's the case when you spend so much gold. But it's the right move because now you can trade those buys into potential Aegis, and what do you know? Another DD, the most impactful rune so far this series.
who put me out?
Can't see him. What?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that, once again, it's the BKB discipline. He still has it available because in that earlier engagement, he positioned and played in such a way he did not need to use it. A lot more inexperienced players would have just, to ensure their escape, popped it. But now you can still contest. This is all Faith Beyond, though, as well, to be fair. He's still in illusion form on the edges of the fight, and you see him come in, getting spells, providing aura to his Clinks, the defensive swap there, and then he's going to respawn and come right back into the fight.
Has fallen.
So cool. I really, the damage amp, you know, the swap then off cooldown to save the rampage. And yeah, Nightfall not feeling himself after that one. And the coach even turning away. He can't watch. It hurts to lose 5 in Roche like that. And 11k out of nowhere.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant are scanning.
kill.
Don't believe it.
The wages of sin paid in full.
Yeah, they've got to stop killing Faith Beyond, honestly. Like, you're playing into his hands. He accepts death, and then, like, he's still there, but with cooldowns reset. So it's actually a detriment to your team fighting ability to kill the Venge. And it's just, hey.
You're welcome. What kind of war is this?
Players here. In your face. Denied.
And you can also see, as always, the influence of PSG.LGD and their emphasis. 2 wards they have placed at the top side of the map, just covering both the lanes. So anytime, well, there they are. It's
My just reward.
Dire are scanning.
Rock
he
it
is
on.
so farmed.
How's it going?
Better to burn out than fade away.
I mean, a big part of that, like Klink's Coddle, just eating creep waves. Like, you have nowhere to play if you're Virtus Pro. You are stuck in your base, just killing waves. And meanwhile, there's a clock off map. That's a really good point. It's like, it's better than Burning Army at
Radiant's
that.
middle tower has fallen.
There it is.
Soak it in!
In combat, there is comfort.
Eject
Welcome!
And
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Perfect!
attack.
Of course.
Faith Beyond.
War. God sharper blade.
straight by win.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Oh, E-Blade.
Perhaps I underestimated you.
Radiant's
And my
middle
armor.
barracks has fallen.
Proceed.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'm entitled to a rematch. Double kill.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Good.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, yeah, you can see they last pick Venge. Maybe not the greatest matchup, but Faith Beyond is just a
Radiant's
beast.
top barracks
Like, they got
has
Aghanims and
fallen.
just won every single fight. Damage up
Radiant's top
far too high.
has fallen.
And I can understand, like, resetting cooldowns, but the fact that you get an extra swap as well when you go to Illusion form is just nuts.
Radiant's
Like,
bottom tower
he
is under
wants
attack.
to die at a certain point just because of how much stronger it then feels. Like, you just get bonus
Radiant's
abilities,
bottom
bonus
tower
move speed
has
even.
fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. The Dire now have negatives. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I gotta say, PSG.LGD, you're likely headed to the finals. Make Ame your Soul Clinks player. I like the Gleipnir as an item, but not first. The fourth item feels way stronger and just near incredible. It's perfect.
Coming in.
Let's speed things up. Burn.
PSG.LGD. Victory.